Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is religious activities. The scripture comes from Song of Solomon 3 and 5. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye not stir up or awake my love until it is ready. So here's the message. God said, for whoever this is for, you seek to have a religious, holy marriage, okay? Everybody don't want that. And you have to understand that when you have certain points of views and you see things a certain way, everybody is not going to come into agreement with you. So if it's a situation where you are solely, like, I'm thinking about how there are certain animals and birds that they mate with one other of their species for life, and that's it. And they mourn them when they pass away, and that's it. And then there are certain ones that hop around, and they hop around, and they hop around. Everybody different. God said everybody ain't gonna mix. Everybody ain't gonna mesh. And it ain't be a situation, if somebody get tired of people easily, then they probably 9 out of 10 ain't gonna want to get married, because they gonna get tired of their spouse too fast. And they gonna get tired of the next one, then they get tired of this, and they get tired. Like, it's gonna be, it's almost like a nightmare to someone that gets tired of people fast to get married. But if you're the kind of person, you want to get to know someone, you want to sit down and you want to just spend every day with them doing whatever it is y'all do and vibing together, then yes, you should get married. But God said that he doesn't want you to try to stir up love in places where it's not found, because then you end up in a position to where you trying to stir up love with somebody that is tired of you already. Are you trying to stir up love with somebody that don't love you? Are you trying to stir up love with somebody that wants something else? And you have to be honest with not only yourself, but also that person, and accept the fact that they want something else, because that's their right. And I'm being like, honestly, it don't matter how much I come on here and talk about what I talk about. I really don't care what anybody does. Like, you do your thing. This is your life. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you that it's right. And I'm not going to tell you that God likes it. But I'm going to tell you that I don't care. I tell you, I don't give a fly. I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But you have to be honest with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And regardless if it's about you or the person that you're interested in, or if it's about the future you have in mind for yourself, you have to really be honest with yourself, because if you are not honest with yourself, you may find yourself in this reality where it is never going to come to happen. It's never going to come to pass. You cannot find a husband sitting in the house staring at the wall. You cannot have a baby or make a baby if you're married, but y'all not being intimate with, like, how are you expecting? I was thinking about Bridgerton with Portia grabbed her 2 daughters that was married, and she was like, what are y'all doing? How are y'all not pregnant? Why are y'all at this party? Why are you not at home? What is going on, bro? But I just feel you can't be like, come on now, God say you have to accept, you have to be honest with yourself first, okay? And then you're going to have to be honest with everybody else as well. And, you know, the religious standpoint of it is sometimes things don't happen the way that they are supposed to. And I don't know why I feel like I stumbled over the words. Because that don't make sense. God is not a man that he shall lie, and his word don't return to him void. So how do it make sense for God to tell you that somebody is your person and then it don't work out? How does it make sense for God to tell you y'all gonna have kids and y'all don't? How do it make sense for God to tell you this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and it don't? Baby, this is why sometimes I be like, we gotta be in hell, bro, because it don't make sense. And I'm just being honest, this is coming from somebody, my prophecies come true, they come true, and they come true some more. The ones that I don't want to come true, come true. And the ones that I do want to come true, come true. And for somebody, there is a message that you receive, a prophecy over your life. God said it's going to come true regardless if you want it to or not. And the way that it comes true is up to you, because you just have to accept the fact that God is going to do what he want to do. And you don't even have to do anything. Like, sometimes God will lead us to do certain things to help the cause. But in reality, when something is meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's meant for you to have a child, you're going to have a child. It don't matter if you got to adopt that child. And guess what? If it is a situation, it's a situation where you are always intended to adopt that child specifically. And you just didn't know that that was what God was talking about when he said you were going to have more children. You're finna have another baby. This could be somebody, God is showing me for somebody you like work, you do what I do, you on social media. And God told you you're going to have a lot of kids. He talk about the people that are watching you, the people that are, the people that he uses you to speak to. It's like your kids too. Mm-hmm. Even if they older than you now. Yeah, they count. They count. They count. God said they count. They do. They count. They count them your kids too. Are you teaching them? Are you helping them? Are you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you may not be raising them per se, because if they're grown already. But it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you are no longer in a parental or authoritative position. And God said you have to look at things from a different light. You can't always just look at it from black and white or from the perspective that you are looking at it. Sometimes it's a situation where God do have a specific person for you, and y'all are actually soulmates, but y'all are soulmates in a way that other people are not, and other people may not understand. But that is specific for you, your journey and your person's journey. You don't know why. You may not know why. You may never know why, but God does. And because God knows why, that's all that matters. And that's the message. God said, like, well, he just wants you to move a certain way. And you can't really focus on what other people are doing, because some people are just downright evil, bro. Some people just downright evil. Some people do evil just for the sake of doing evil. They want to be mean for the sake of being mean. They want to be wicked for the sake of being wicked. And God said, in reality, he gonna see judgment upon them. And what the judgment they receive is up to his discretion, because he knows what's gonna embarrass them, what's gonna make them feel some kind of way, and what's gonna, and you don't. And baby, God said, somebody you don't even know how, like, you don't even be trying to do anything. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not trying to retaliate against anyone. But God will deal with people the way that he chooses to, because in reality, it's not right to just go around doing evil just because that's what you feel like doing today. And when it comes down to it, you should never try to be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't want to be with you. And I just feel like this message is basically like, you don't want to stir up something that is not at its time. Because if you try to stir it up before it's time, it ain't gonna do nothing but crumble and fall apart, because it ain't time yet. And sometimes that can be frustrating, because they'll have you in this position to where you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? God said he has given you tools that you need in order to get yourself, whatever it is that you need to do. And if it's intended for you to be with a specific person, or if it's just intended for you to get yourself together and get this, that, and the third, whatever it is, God said he has already told you these details. For some of you, it could be both. But you need to get it together, okay? It's something that you got to do. And it's not only about you. It's other people that have to do other things too. But it may not be a vibe where they know why, because they may be doing it for a whole nother reason. But it's going to not only justify what they want to do, but what you want too. And that's just the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because, I don't know, I just feel like that will be a situation where Like, y'all know how they always talk about how Chick-fil-A employees are always smiling. They always so happy, and it's because the company treats them so well. But when you go to other places, the employees are angry, irritated, frustrated. They got an attitude. They really don't even want to take your order, and pissed off that they had to come to work in the first place because they don't like being there. They don't get paid enough. They hot, they tired, they irritated, and they really want to be at home. God said it's a difference. It hit difference. It is bad on business. As a business, it is bad on business. If when people come to your store, they see people that are angry, frustrated, irritated, grumpy, and look as if they really wish that they were not there. They are so miserable, they don't know what to do with themselves. They really don't, they don't like this, they don't like that, they don't like this, they don't like that. And what I'm thinking about is like, let's say you own like, what is it called? Where they take care of puppies and whatnot, and you take care of puppies for a living, and somebody come in there trying to bring their puppy to you so you can take care of it, and they come in and they see all the dogs that's in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You may have some that look like they happy and content and they all clean and whatnot. But it's certain ones that look like they just downright neglected, having nobody brush them. They ain't got no water. They ain't got no food. They shaking and scared and nervous. They don't want to touch none of the toys. They looking around at everybody in a nervous way. God said people pay attention to stuff like this here. Why in the world would I come and bring my dog for you to take care of, and you can't take care of the dogs that you got there? That don't even make sense. How can I expect you to take care of my dog and you can't take care of the dog that's already there? You got enough on your hands already. You need to handle that. What you got going? How you have, that would be like a dog walker. Their dog is literally their promotion. And instead of them walking their dog, they just let the dog roam free and go use the restroom all over the neighborhood and come back when it please. They don't go checking none of that. But they saying that they walk dogs for a living. Are you sure? You don't even walk your own dog. How you gonna come walk my dog and you don't even walk your own dog? How can I expect that you gonna make sure my dog eat and you don't even care if your dog eat? How am I supposed to expect you to make sure my dog got fresh, clean water and your dog is sipping out of water that look like it been there for a month? It don't make sense. It don't. Anyways, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.